In the beginning of Chedesh Nisan Tovshin Chov Hei, the Rebbe gave out a hero they should print Hilchos Talmud Torah of the Alter Rebbe in a separate Kuntres. Originally, Hilchos Talmud Torah of the Alter Rebbe was printed in the lifetime of the Alter Rebbe still as a separate Kuntres before the rest of the Shulchan Aruch. The rest of the Shulchan Aruch was printed after the Alter Rebbe was installed, but Hilchos Talmud Torah was printed before in a separate Kuntres. And later on, it became part of the Shulchan Aruch. So together in the Chelik of Yeredeya, they have this Hilchos Talmud Torah also. But the Rebbe here said that they should print it again in a separate Kuntres, and it was printed not a photostat of the prints from before, but it was a new typeset with ha'ores. So it was something very new, and the Rebbe wanted that people should start learning Hilchos Talmud Torah, and made a whole shturim about learning Hilchos Talmud Torah. And by the Farbrengen of Yud Beis Tammuz that year, in quite a few sichas, the Rebbe spoke about Hilchos Talmud Torah of the Alter Rebbe. And the Rebbe explained that just like the first time it was printed in a kuntres for itself, there it didn't have the Alter Rebbe's name, but this helped a lot that he didn't know who it was who wrote it, and later they found out it was the Alter Rebbe who wrote it. That helped in weakening the snags that they had. And then they started printing it, the Rebbe said, together with the Shulchan Aruch. But now the Rebbe said he had it printed again in a separate kuntres. And the reason for that is, the Rebbe said, because this is something very special. The signon of Hilchos Talmud Torah is not like the signon of Shulchan Aruch, of the Mechaber. It's not even like the signon of the Rambam. It's even different than the signon of the Alter Rebbe himself in Hilchos Talmud Torah, which is a small chelik in the Rachayim. This is completely different. And therefore, the Rebbe said by printing it in a separate kuntres is going to help that it'll be easier to take it along and take it in a place where you can't bring the whole Shulchan Aruch. And the Rebbe also mentioned that the beginning of Afotzes Hamayones started with Hilchos Talmud Torah. That Hilchos Talmud Torah made such an impression that this helped in Afotzes Hamayones. And the Rebbe also explained that what happened then is that this helped to gain for Chassidus, Afotzes Hamayones, because it's Nigle. And the Seder was that first you start with Nigle and then you're able to help a person through the union of Chassidus. So this is how the Alter Rebbe did it, and from that the hero is that everybody should also do that way, that you should start with Nigle and then you could able to go ahead with Chassidus. But the bottom line was that the Rebbe had it printed separately with a new typeset, which is different than, because the Shulchan Aruch, when it was reprinted, it was all the same copy of the Shulchan Aruch before. But Hilchos Talmud Torah separately was printed, and later on, after that, when they reprinted the whole Shulchan Aruch, the Hilchos Talmud Torah was a copy, was a offset of the new print of Hilchos Talmud Torah, which means that even though the rest of the Shulchan Aruch was the old print, but Hilchos Talmud Torah was the new print. And the Rebbe then, we saw, really wanted that people should learn Hilchos Talmud Torah.